Hi, this is Tony Hernandez Pumarejo. This is your purpose driven life coach. I'm also a motivational speaker, a writer, and consultant, and also, and more important for me, an advocate for human beings and their families impacted by autism and mental health. I'm truly blessed and honored to be doing this video for all of you. This moment. This has been the first video that I'm recording since some time. It's been several months since I've not been very active on YouTube. In fact, it has been several months since I've not been active on social media or in the public view. So I'm very grateful to all of you that are tuning in to watch this video, whether this is your first time learning more about the work that I do, or if you have followed my work and learn know about my story throughout the years. All are I'm so blessed to have you tune in, to take time away from your busy life to watch me and hear what I want to say, especially in this new beginning, this new message I want to give to all of you. And again, thank you, thank you, thank you. Before I go into the reasons why I'm a purpose-driven life coach, I want to give like an overview in regards to who I am, where I come from, my story, my work, especially for those that are new to my channel and are new to my work. So that way, you can have a better perspective in terms of who I am and why we're here. My story begins in the beautiful island of Puerto Rico. I was born and raised there for the first 21 years of my life in a town called Bayamon, which is part of the metro area close to San Juan. And I'm currently today residing and living here in the Orlando area here in the United States, in Florida. I don't have much time in this video to go and tell you about my whole story. For that, if you want to learn more about my story, please watch my videos from the beginning of this channel. You can also go to my website and you can see all my work, so that way you can get familiar with my story and with my work. But I'm going to touch specific points. My story really begins not the day I was born, but it really begins when a thing called autism came into my life. If you don't know, autism is a developmental disorder that impacts one of every 31 children today, according to the CDC, and around 70 million people are diagnosed with autism around the world. I was diagnosed at age 3, which this happened. This occurred during the 1990s, early mid 1990s. So there wasn't much information on awareness about autism as there is today. My parents were looking for answers, seeing what was going on with my development, and boom, I was diagnosed with autism. And you may say, how can you be autistic? How can you be a person of autism if you're presenting yourself to a camera, talking very well, communicating very well? Are you a person that following the trend about autism or being an autistic person? Not exactly. And don't get me wrong, if this is the first time that you tune in and you have those questions, I get it. But in my case, it's not a trend. I'm not saying that one day I decide I feel autistic. No, I talk about reality, real life situations, and what were my actual diagnoses. I was struggling with communication, was nonverbal to age 4, struggles with social communication, anxiety. More important, the biggest challenges I've ever faced was to fit in with this world, fit in with others, connect and make, build friendships, connections with other people. That for me was the biggest struggle, and it's always been a struggle for me. Dealing, with facing rejection, bullying, ridicule, tough situations, and that was the process as I was growing up. Later, after taking therapy, I was re-diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome, which today it is part of the level 1, autism or high functioning autism, part of the autism spectrum disorder. And but I was still struggling because I was dealing with different types of situations. Some tough situations that I don't even wish on my worst enemy. That's the reality. And and I thought that a lot of times I thought I was not going to make it. That I was not going to make it. Even after I graduated from school and the bullying was done, I was still facing a lot of challenges, especially a lot of challenges. I moved from Puerto Rico to Florida. I got my first job, and it was still a struggle. And a lot of tough situations which led me to face very difficult mental health challenges, depression, clinical depression, and even suicide thoughts. I wanted to end my life. I felt like I was worthless in this world, that I didn't have a purpose or any reason to be in this world. I felt like I was completely alone. Until one night, my creator, the most important being in my life, saved me. And that's God, through his son, Jesus Christ. They saved me that night, which I almost put an end to my life. And I can tell you that without God, I wouldn't be here today. I wouldn't be doing this video, and I wouldn't be alive. Not at all. And when that happened, that was like the beginning of my purpose, of a mission, because when I almost put an end to my life, that was the moment that I said to myself that I wanted to help others. And at that time, people with Asperger's, autism, and mental health, I wanted to help them to not go through the trials, through the tough situations that I went through as I was growing up. And that began the advocacy journey of being an advocate for autism and mental health back in 2014, helping families, helping others. And that became part of my story, part of my life. In addition, of course, working in jobs like customer service, sales, I went back to college and I graduated with my bachelor's degree in business and information management, magna cum laude honors. And I saw that things were moving up in life. And it became more than my story. It became about helping and make a positive and long-lasting difference in people's lives. That's what it became. And after that, I got a full-time job, but I didn't stay there. I wrote a book about my life with autism called Autism: A Scripted Life, which you can find on my website if you want to learn more about my story. And I began to do speaking engagements, doing speaking presentations, talking about my story. And I credit this to my experiences, especially to my faith, first and foremost, my family, my experiences, my friends. But I credit this through personal development, because when I was in the worst times, when I was growing up in my life, I turned into personal development, reading books, because I believe there was a better life than the life that I had. And I believe in a better tomorrow. And that's where it really began. Reading books about Tony Robbins, Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, reading about different mentors, gurus, entrepreneurship. I put goals about becoming a millionaire, travel the world, family, having fun, health. I put different goals, and I still work on my goals, and I'm working on those goals as it is today. They're not exactly, of course, the exact goals that I wrote, 15 years ago, because I have grown, I have gone through experiences, perspectives have changed, but personal development has been part of me, which is connected as to why I became a certified life coach in the first place. Going through all these experiences, later working on television, after being interviewed for my book, I was interviewed on television, and I ended up working on television as a collaborator, talking about autism and personal development. Later on, I got my full-time job with an autism organization. Also, I got my podcast as well. So I have done a lot of great, key accomplishments, not to mention, of course, traveling there, a couple parts of the world, traveling within the U.S. And I even done hobbies. I've been blessed for all the experiences that I have had. Not only the good, but more important, the bad experiences, the tough experiences, because those were the experiences that taught me to grow, to develop, regardless of a diagnosis, regardless of my story, of my experience. That has been, experiences have been the true school for me to learn and to grow, to become the person that I am today. Even though there have been some, different key accomplishments, yes, always it hasn't always been a smooth sailing. I've gone through ups and downs, and friendships that I thought they were going to be forever, then didn't turn out to be that way. People that I gave trust, that they betrayed that trust. Not betrayed. I can say betrayed that trust. People that I let them use or take advantage, use me for their gain. The way I was not handling relationships was not that great up to recently, of course. And I got burned out because of the work that I do for autists and the mental health, my work, my business, my health. I became burned out. I've taken breaks from social media, and especially this last time that I've taken a break, I was completely burned out, and for me, it was necessary to take a step back and to put things in perspective and reflect. Especially for those that are watching me right now and been wondering, where I've been. First, I've been working, but just because I'm not being active in social media doesn't mean that I have not been working at all. Is that I've been taking the time for myself, because the path that I was going was not the right one. I was going to I was like in different directions with no direction, burnout. I was focused on things that didn't provide value to my life. And that's the reason why I had to take a step back. And I felt that the world was going against me, in fact. And it was tough. Especially, I feel that God told me that I had to put a stop in terms of what I was doing, the way I was living my life, and focus on building that relationship with Him. And that's, for me, the biggest and most important thing of this last 7-8 months. I was baptized Christian, especially Catholic, but my life, my story with religion and church has been a very complicated one. But I've always believed in a higher power. I've always believed in God. Even in the worst moments of my life, I never stopped believing in God. Never, never. And I've been pissed off. I've been angry, but I never stopped believing in God. And especially since December of this last year, I've been in this mission of strengthening my relationship with God, making it stronger each day. I've come back to church. I've gone into Mass, especially since December. And I can tell you that today my relationship with God is the strongest that has ever been, the more closest relationship that I have had with God. I pray, go to Mass, pray for others, read the Bible. And I understand that different people who are watching this video don't share exactly the same, you may not share the same faith as me, or you believe in something else, and I understand. I'm not here to impose my views on you. Just like in religion, politics, opinions, I have always been very consistent that, of trying to understand the other points of view. That's been my focus, but not to impose what I believe. Just to share my stories, share my perspective, but I want you to think for yourself. That's the most important thing. And I've taken this time, again, I'm doing this video, my first time I'm doing videos in almost 7-8 months. I appreciate your patience with me for doing this, but I just wanted to do this video to explain why I came back and why I came back, why I'm back, why I'm here. How can I help and serve you as your purpose-driven coach? I'm here because there's a lot of things going on in the world. A lot of negativity in social media, wasteful things. Um, and we need more authenticity in our world. I want to see more human beings achieve their purpose in their work in this world. And I can pray, hope that through my experience, I can do that. My certification, my experience, both personal and professional, I can help you in your journey, whatever you're facing in your life right now, whether it's finances, health, family, relationship situations, goals that you want to accomplish, whatever you are, whenever you are, doesn't matter where you are, who you are, your culture, your ethnicity, your background, your sex, disability. Maybe I can be of help for you. And what I do as a coach is not to impose a solution for you, or I wanted to tell you to do this, do and that, but I want to guide you towards for you to find that solution yourself through tools, through certification, and to help you in this journey. That's what I do as a purpose-driven life coach, and that's what I want to share with all of you today. And so a lot of changes, different changes are going to happen in my content, focusing on coaching and personal development, motivation. But that doesn't mean, especially the work that I do to help others impacted by autism and mental health is going to end. It will never end. And for me, it's never, it's not work. It's a purpose. Because without autism community and mental health community, I wouldn't be here today. So my commitment will continue, but now I want to expand it to help others in the world. So I appreciate all of you. Again, your patience in watching me doing this video, this new beginning. If you have any questions, any comments, anything you want to say, write down in the comments. I read the comments, I read the messages. Please subscribe to my channel, join to my social media, and also go to my website, TonyHernandezPumorejo.com. So that way you can learn more about my work, and you'll be seeing a lot of content coming up. And but I need your support. Without you, I wouldn't be here doing this. I need your support. I need your help in for the channel. So please subscribe. I want to say thank you so much for tuning in to watch my video at this moment. I wish you the best, and thank you so much to all. So welcome to this new beginning, and let's build this new community. Thank you. Blessings.